AW. Hey, AW. Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for these talks. I feel so blessed to participate. Pleasure, AW. I feel so blessed to communicate this subject. I love it. I love communicating non-duality. It's like the heart sings. Question. Currently, there is a lot of confusion in the mind, and I often think I don't understand anything at all. Also, I see the thoughts are never true. When there is no before and after, this moment doesn't seem to be connected to a story, my life. It becomes a thought, an illusion. Do you want to say something about this inner ambivalence, having to work and function in time, life on one hand, and also longing the timeless on the other, which scares me? Lots of love. Yeah, thank you, AW, for your question. So there's two different levels. So on the human level, there can be a more healthy, balanced story, which can understand what it wants, understand its position, understand the best way to communicate, understand the importance of having goals on the human level, understand how to work towards things, to not self-sabotage, to live a healthy life, not living in excess, where you're overworking or over drinking or burning yourself out. And a lot of us aren't taught this in childhood. So it's something we have to go on and learn. And there's so many healthy things out there to learn how to have a better narrative. There's so much out there. There's so much therapy and body work, different philosophies. And they're not so complex. Once you begin to study them, you realize there is a standard version to living a more healthy life. And funny enough, in India, I think in the Vedas, this is sort of preached as well. And then they say once you've achieved that, then you study non-duality. So sorry, I don't know if you can hear this, but Khaleesi farts all the time now that she's old. And and she's just doing these she's not making sound. She's like, it's like I'm being gassed alive. I'm not sure if you can hear it. So if I'm just suddenly laughing, that's why. She's like, take that, woman. Not giving me the finest slice of chicken every day for my whole entire life. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah. So, yeah, and these are very simple principles, but they're difficult to do because of seeking and because of the misinformation we were indoctrinated to at school. School is an incredibly healthy environment for us, I believe. For most people, it's a very unhealthy environment. So in school and in parenting, so it's like very simple things, eating well, eating regularly, not really drinking and ingesting too many mind-altering substances. To there's exceptions in that, you know, sometimes that there needs to be medication for certain things, but they are eating, you know, having harmonious relationships, working out what a harmonious relationship is, having goals and desires for the future that are reachable and attainable, having a healthy work life, you know, being in a healthy work environment, being understanding the personality structure, so understanding what you want, understanding the seeking that's happening. And yeah, and once all of this is understood on the human level, you know, and understanding the seeking patterns, and not a lot of people talk about that, but it's important to understand, you know, what it is that you believe is happiness out there, like on a seeking level, not on a natural like goal, like, oh, it'll be nice one day to have this or have that, but like this desperate energy. If I don't have it, if I'm not liked, if I'm not eating or drinking this now, then life is coming to an end. You know, these extreme seeking energies, craving energies. So it's having good conceptualization of that so that you relax the person. You know, before this shift happened here, I got to the stage where I was happy often. There was also great swings as well, you know, like these dark nights of the souls and things. But I remember having this experience of like, if this is my lot in life, then I can take this. I'm basically happy, you know. Prior, when I was younger, my life was so uncomfortable a lot of the time. And then, you know, I got to the stage where, you know, my mind, it wasn't all unconscious, you know, I was in contact with my feelings. So when I was having a feeling, I would try and express it to my loved ones in a healthy way. And I was aware of my feelings and, you know, a lot more embodied. My life was a lot slower and my life was a lot healthier. And then there was this intense stuff happening in the background with the non-duality as well. And that is like shocking because it's like, yeah, going completely beyond the person. So that can bring up these big fears that would happen every so often. And yeah, these dark nights of soul. But you want to get a stable human base. Boom! A stableness. And then once it's stabled and the seeking, you know, isn't so extreme, then it's like there's less clouds to see the sunlight. You know, when you're in a lot of confusion or a lot of agony, then it's you know, going backwards and forwards. I'm not sure if that's what you were asking. I just went off on one and, you know, it's just a written message you wrote and you might be meaning something completely different. And if that's the case, I apologize. But what I'm trying to say is clean up the person, you know, live a balanced, healthy life. And then keep this in mind, you know, listen to talks and keep this in mind as long as it's not creating lots of problems, you know, and then eventually bit by bit, it will be more seen that there's something always stable. There's something that's not confusing. There's something which isn't lost always in every experience. It's right here, right now. And maybe you could look to explore with someone, you know, what is this lost or confused feeling? You know, it could be an old trauma that's from the past. It could be a deep childhood identity. So you could explore that with someone. It's so much easier to explore it with another person. Yeah. And then when that energy lightens up, and there's seen something that never comes and goes, you know, the stability of who you are. You know, it's really recognized for what it is. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if I've even touched your question. It's hard for me to read a few lines and then get a perspective, but maybe that was helpful for someone else if it didn't answer exactly what you meant. But yeah, I so appreciate AW, you writing and asking. And these talks are really meant as a meditation. So there's some practical information, some information for the mind. You know, I talked about making the character more steady. And then there's this repetitive coming back to what we are. And then I also believe, you know, if I'm speaking from that place, there's a resonance with it. Like it's pulling it out of you. Yeah. Nice.